Good evening, Hope Dealers. Welcome. I'm going to jump right in here tonight. Tomorrow, October 19th, is the day when all of us who had the 1250 CQV between October 1st and 15th will have early access to the new nutrition products that will come out for everyone on November 1st. So if you earned that, I might could pull up my chat so I would see it. If you earned that and you're on this call, type in there because I want to say awesome to you if you earned that early access, and you will get to order starting tomorrow. I cannot wait. Fran, I thought that you might. I was like, where's Fran's little? So congrats, Fran, for doing that. I can't wait to see what these are. And I will most definitely be ordering mine the minute I see it posted on the website tomorrow. But I want you to hear me on this. Again, it's your business. You can make your decisions. But I personally will not give samples of those out this month or be using them at my group events, because then when people find, oh, they can't order it until November 1st, then they may just wait and not order anything until November 1st when they can order that. And you know what? We have so much this month to be working with. So I am going to order them in the morning because I want to be using them. I want to be able to comment on them. And I want to be ready to contact. I think that it is Shake and Fizz, right? Do we know that much? I know it's nutrition, but I want to be able to contact all of my Shake and Fizz lovers on November 1st. But this month, I have 4 priorities, and the first 2 are the same as they are every single month. Number 1, always, always to be sharing the opportunity with others. Second is to be booking more group events so that I am meeting more people, getting to change more lives, waking up more sleeping giants, and just seeing the lights come on as they begin to hope and to dream for a different future, and then work to turn those dreams into reality. And then number 3 and 4 are specific to this month from Arbonne. Priorities 3 and 4. Thomas, you keep coming and coming and going. Stay with us there. Number 3, contacting every single preferred client to let them know they have a free product reward this month. That's every single person. You're either contacting someone because they have one that expires this month, or because maybe they've let theirs expire, but now they have one. And I am sending the link to the digital holiday every time, because that's another excuse to contact them. Here's the link. They didn't make hard copies this year. I'm sending you the link. And then priority number 4 is helping others to promote to district manager while it's on sale for $3,500. I don't know anything ever a month ahead, maybe a day ahead sometimes, but I don't believe we'll see this again in 2022, seeing it this late. And there's never a guarantee that it will ever be offered again. And then I will throw in a 5th priority, and that would be, if you're in the Richmond area, get on the phone and get some guests to come with you or meet you at Beth's tomorrow night. Beth is an awesome host. We love events at her house. Had a great time at her house in July with a huge turnout. And I hope that I will see many of you with your guests tomorrow night at 6 o'clock. All right, I have had some questions about the cosmetics that are no longer available. And I don't want to take a whole lot of time on this, because there's going to be documents coming out from Arbonne at some point, but I know people are like stressing when they don't see their favorites in there. There are some that are going to be going away. We've already seen one list of these. If you don't remember where to find it, you can type in the source search product optimization, and you'll see the list. You'll probably notice some of those that are on there that already are gone. But there are more. And I thought, when I was looking at the list of what was going, I thought, this reminds me of when I first looked at the list of what I could not have in the 30 days to healthy living. And I thought, this is back in 2011 when I first heard of this. And I'm like, what else is there? You just took everything away. And then what did I find? I found that the list of everything I could have was awesome, and it was nutrient dense, and it didn't leave me. I was perfectly satisfied and happy with the list of with the foods that I could have. So it's kind of like this. When you hear me, I'm going to rattle off some of the things that are exiting, and you might go, but I love those things. and wait till you hear the list of all that's staying. And I think that you'll be okay. 1 cc cream is leaving, 6 of the pressed powders, 3 of the lip duos, 3 lip glosses, all 15 colors of the lipstick, sheer glow stick, I think that's already gone, glow palette, those 2 eye palettes that have been buy one get one free last month, those are going away, tinted brow cream, 5 of the eye pencils, liquid eyeliner, and eye makeup primer. But the things that are staying are the makeup primer, 8 of the liquids, 3 of the CC creams, 7 concealers, several of them, 6 of the mineral powders, the translucent powder, cleansing cloths, blush, lip duo, 4, lip gloss, 4 of those, tinted, and the 2 colors of the lip oil. I love those. Those are staying. Mascara, eyebrow gel, 1 eye pencil, 3 brow pencils. And I probably didn't write down quite everything that's staying, but the purpose of rattling that off is that you are still going to be able to do an eye, a cheek, and a lip. The Ready in 5 is there. You can still make up your entire face with this, and with more than enough. And what I heard on when they were showing all these slides of this last week on the VP call, that they said the goal is a broader range of color after they reformulate. And that was the first time I had heard that. I thought these things were just going. And I went back and replayed that again today, and I wrote it down word for word. The goal is a broader range of color after they reformulate. So this isn't going to be permanent. That reformulation could be down the road. And they didn't say not to share this. Don't get me in trouble here or post things like this out on social media, please, because I want to make sure this is okay to say. So I'll just share it with you all. But they were talking about the money that gets spent on this. There's minimum order quantities for when they place an order. And when they order, they can't just go say we need 100 more lip pencils. It's huge numbers of lip pencils. And when money gets tied up in this enormous quantity of cosmetics that doesn't turn over fast like a protein shake or energy fizz, then that's sitting there, and it generally goes beyond expiration date. So a lot of that money is going to waste, and that's not a good use on the business side. They said this money that was getting tied up in cosmetics will be going to innovation in new products. And she said in 2023, you're going to see this innovation like never before. And they didn't say not to share this, but I wrote down there would be a family SKU for nutrition age 4 and up. 4. Would that be awesome? Who would love to see that? Could we use that? So we've got another year, or who knows? Well, it couldn't be much more than a year because we're almost to the end of 2022. So within the next, I would say 15 months ish, we might see that. And then they talked about an innovation in protein. And we already have the best protein on the planet anyway. So don't think that they're just like, I think today I feel like getting rid of the Sage eye pencil. There's real reasons behind this, picking a favorite eye pencil. You know what, we can roll with this. And they're going to spend, they're focusing on the core lines, which are the nutrition and the skincare. And so we're going to see some real, continued innovation in the skincare. I'm smiling because those of you watching the recording can't see the chat, but Beth just typed in there, my grandbabies are saved over the 4-year-old nutrition. Okay, I'm going to get on into what I wanted to share tonight on the training level. The first training call that I ever heard was a CD back in the Learn and Burn CD stage, which most of you missed. And it was called Belief, Attitude, and Commitment by Cecilia Stoll. I can't even find that anymore. If someone can find it, it's not on SoundCloud. If you're able to get it, let me know how to pass it on. But I loved that call. And I've always seen belief, attitude, and commitment I've pictured it as a 3-legged stool in my mind, that you cannot have one of the legs be, out of there or even wobbly and have that stool still function. And the leg that I want to talk about tonight, they're all important. That's why it's a 3-legged stool in my book. But the one I want to talk about tonight is attitude, because attitude, like commitment, is not something that can just be decided on one day and then I'm good. I have attitude and I have the right attitude. It's the one that gets tested all the time and can be so easily affected by others, by their negativity, by their opinions. It gets affected by the disappointments in our business, by the downs and the no's in our business, especially where we really expected a yes and support. It gets affected when we see other success. When we're at a rough place in our business, it gets tested all the time. And the most important of all attitudes to have is the attitude of gratitude. And I jotted down a note that I wanted to talk about that. And I thought, they're going to say, oh my goodness, we've heard this over and over. But, you know, Cecilia just got through saying some things on her VP call this week and said, I want you to be so sick of what I say over and over and over, because it is the basics, it is the foundational things. And so I want to offer again that suggestion. If you're already writing in a gratitude journal, going to give a little bit of guidance suggestion here. If you're not already writing in one, grab something like a spiral and that you can use, that you've got something around the house. And it is amazing what happens when we sit still for 5 minutes and think of what we have to be grateful for. So for the next 10 days, if you're already doing it, try adding this, try listing 10 things a day that you're grateful for, and then not allowing yourself to repeat any of those the next day, even if you're going, but I am grateful for God, for my faith, for my family, for my health. Know that, but then find and acknowledge that and be grateful for that every single day. But then find 10 more things that you can think of to be grateful. I've had a lot of great role models in Arbonne in gratitude from day one. And some of you have heard Cecilia say that if she spent 2 hours at a party and sold one mascara, that she would go home saying, I did something for my business today. And that really shaped my perspective and my attitude from the beginning. Because what is our tendency to say if we spend 2 hours at a party and sell one mascara, and we've driven half an hour to get there and got there 30 minutes early to set up, and all of that? It's to go, why don't I bother with this? This is not going anywhere. What a waste of time. And then that dark mood just continues and spills over into how we approach asking for another one. Remember a new consultant telling me, that, oh, of course, this person's not going to continue in the business. Her first party and all these people canceled last minute. It's like, that doesn't mean anything, does it, of what's going to happen in the future? And very similar, Linda Parker, who always makes me laugh. She gave if I spent 2 hours at a party and sold one mascara, the way that she said it is that she would say, after selling the one mascara, there's a hubcap or there's a steering wheel, because she would always say, I'm earning my car. I'm earning my car one ask at a time, one person at a time, one hubcap, or one door lock at a time. So if you want to think about that, when you feel like something's very small, you're earning your car one little nut and bolt at a time, because you never know when the person who bought that one mascara will become a VP on your team or host and lead you to someone who will. So it's so important to eat, sleep, breathe, live that attitude of gratitude. And illustration of that, just to give another picture that came back to mind, came from the book Chop Wood, Carry Water. And without taking away from the book, because I'd love for everyone to read it, it's one of those easy reads, kind of like Pound the Stone and Win in the Dark, where you get involved in the story of a fictional character, but it's so real and you're learning the lessons along with them. And Chop Wood, Carry Water represents the mundane, everyday things. Cecilia always says you have to master the monotonous. There's nothing flashy, shiny about this business that no one has told us yet. And we're still looking for that thing that we're supposed to do. It's in that monotonous, basic, set the appointments, schedule the events, sell the products, share the business. That is what equates to chop wood, carry water. And at one point, the apprentice in that book says to his mentor, I have to go now. I have to chop wood and carry water. And the mentor stops him and says, not I have to, I get to, because have to carries a negative and get to is a positive. And I can't remember how long it was when I read it, but I remember thinking, oh my goodness, as long as I've been in this business, as much as I believe that I have a gift to offer every time, how many times do I think I have to go make calls now? I have to get in my office and work my business. And Fran, I remember you sharing on a call. Do you remember this? About being on that coaching call with Megan, with Bob Heilig, and you saying, well, I have to ask more people. And am I saying it right that she stopped you? Do you want to, I mean, should I just keep going, or do you want to say anything about that? Keep going. Okay. That she stopped Fran and caught her on those same exact words. Not I have to ask more people, and got Fran thinking, I get to ask more people. And that was a real turning point in Fran earning her first, but not last incentive trip. So I think Fran and I both have learned to catch that more quickly now and exchange every time we hear that I have to for I get to. And, you know, I am just so grateful that Arbonne found me. I get to call and offer this hope to others. On the attitude theme, closely related, I listened to a Keith Kochner training many years ago where he called, the title of it was "The Top Isn't the Only Level." He said in there, the reason network marketing gets a bad rap is that people focus, there's too much focus on getting to the top. It is possible, absolutely, for every single person to get there. But he said the industry talks way too much about the top and that maximum amount of money. And instead, we need to show what is possible, but focus on the difference that 1,000 or 2,000 could make a month in someone else's life, so that people are not missing out on all the value of all these other levels just because they check out over thinking, you know, like I can build a business that averages, you know, 20,000 a month in income. That sounds impossible. So he was asking on that call, are you casting a wide enough net to meet people where they are? And I think it's so important in this economy when someone might be just too overwhelmed to think about what they might have to do to build to the top, but they could absolutely find having an extra 1,000 or 2,000 very attractive. And that's the income range of a district manager and maybe the midpoint of an area manager. And last, what is your attitude about promoting to district with 3,500 this month? Or if you're already district or above, what is your attitude about, can I successfully promote someone, help someone else to promote to district? So if you're thinking, I usually have about, as a consultant, I like that, Rihanna, doable. Yes. If I usually have about 1,000 a month, 3,500 is impossible. If your attitude is that, you're going to be right. But if you think, I just started today, I have 0, but I can do this, you will be right. Again, those who decide it will happen and believe, and I'm talking about both getting to district and helping someone else so that everybody is included in this, who decide it will happen and believe and daily fuel that belief with what they read and make time to listen and take in truth and make a plan and work the plan and trust the process, all that mastering the monotony part. Take all those no's that come as part of the process and just let that inspire you to a higher level of activity, leaning in rather than pulling back. And those will be the ones who reach their goals. And I know that that can sound hard, but it's a hard that we get to choose. And it's, in perspective, it is not hard in compared to what so many people have to do day in and day out. I've seen way too many people over the years be in and out of qualification with 1,000 here and now not in qualification and 1,000 there. And it is so important to some point rip the Band-Aid and create that momentum that will propel you to district, and your momentum will carry you to keep going and helping others do the same thing. Only they're not going to get to do it at 3,500 unless we share it with them this month. So a good question to ask is, what do you want to say when you wake up on November 1st? Do you want to say, oh, I wish I had, or I am so glad that I did? And another that I hope some of you have memorized by now. I love the comments, Rihanna. Crap sandwich, of everybody who knows what that is. If you don't know what it is and think that just randomly came out of my mouth, Rihanna had a very, applicable word there, but that comes from When in the Dark. So take a look at that book. I love Tom Barrett's 4 ingredients for success. Decide what you want. Decide what you're willing to give up or exchange in order to get what you want. Associate with the people who will help you get what you want. Have a plan that works and work the plan. It is that simple. It's not easy. It can't be done by just thinking about it. But that decide goes way beyond, it would be nice if this would happen. I wish this would happen. It's that deciding to either promote or help someone to promote while it's on sale. I had someone who was a district manager many years ago. I don't think anyone here would even know who this is. And, but I still won't name names. She worked consistently for several months, even promoted another district manager, and then stopped doing those basics, stopped carving out those little chunks of time to work her business, definitely stopped making the exchanges of what she wanted now for what she wanted then, and did only what she wanted in the present. Stopped plugging in, stopped getting on these calls, stop associating with the people who will help you get what you want. She lost district and then said to me, and I quote in her message, "Arbonne didn't work out for me." Hello. You've heard me say it before. Arbonne is not supposed to go to work for us. It's there as a vehicle. We're supposed to take this vehicle and work for our business, for our family, for our dreams, for our future, for the changes that we want, for being in a position to give back and really make a difference. I often share in the opportunity that there's 3 main reasons for earning an income. One is to survive, to meet the basic needs. The second is to go beyond those needs and expand your life. And the third is to make a contribution to the world. And I loved when I saw that for the first time, because embracing this opportunity is what has taken us from living out our lives in the number 1 part, the survive, meet basic needs, and has allowed us to move into 2 and 3, to go beyond our needs, expand our life, and live in a way where I can make a contribution to the world. So a good question to ask yourself is, which of these 3 do you want to live in, and how soon do you want to be in those? And seize the opportunity to take advantage again of what's right in front of us with this promotion to district or helping someone else to promote, and take that step towards this level of freedom. And so I guess the last thing I want to share is, if you've decided to promote, even if you still need the 3,500, I just want to give some simple action steps to take. And I always break it down. The QV for a 30 days to healthy living set is 363. Derm results is 250. And that new Glow 5 steps, which is the 3 derm results plus an eye cream and a toner, is 352. So let's just use a conservative 300 as the average. If you're at 0 and need all 3,500, it's about 11.5 sets or 11.5 orders of 300 QV. You could focus on the 30 days to healthy living. Do it yourself, especially if you're not already doing it this month. And lots of people out there resolved to make better choices in September and then didn't, because they didn't have a plan. But we have a plan. And people are now looking at, if they didn't start doing something to change their health in September, now they're looking at Thanksgiving around the corner, and know that they're not coming from a good place to start with, and will be very receptive, I believe. I've heard it already, to making some changes between now and Thanksgiving. So if you commit to doing it starting October 24th, it's not going to be a different group, but you can scroll back to the beginning of October and look for 5 others to do it with you. Then anyone starting on October 24th, I counted they can complete 30 days before Thanksgiving. So you're set, and those 5 people you ask would be 6 of the 11. Rihanna, I should have you just training tonight. Rihanna is saying 2 clean eaters from a Facebook post. Are you telling us you got 2 clean eaters? You just got that?
Yeah, I just did one post and 2 women said, what's the metabolism reset? And I said, here it is. And then they ordered it.
That is awesome. All right, from a Facebook post. All right, so there's another idea. So if you ask each of your 5 new clean eaters, like Rihanna, you could ask these 2, could you each find one more? Ask your 5 that you find, could you find one friend to do it with you? There's the remaining 5, and you're a district. You can host your own, you can do virtual, you can do in person, you can use the holiday line. If you're new, play the new card and say you want to practice. I started to say you need to practice, to say, but that's not as positive as I want to practice. Would you get a few friends together? I want to come share our healthy living with you, or I want to share our glow presentation. And, if you get your mind around all that this opportunity has to offer and begin to look for ways to give it away to others, you will be amazed at who appears in your path. And you don't have to be anywhere in any title. You can be a consultant that's been in the business for 2 minutes to still believe at what's possible in this business. I'm going to close by saying fear and faith both believe in a future that hasn't happened yet. Fear believes there's a negative outcome around the corner, and faith believes it's positive. So we're in full control to choose which one to focus on. We can live in fear, like I don't have enough QV, I don't have enough activity, I don't think I can do this, I don't know enough people to ask. Or we can live in faith, knowing I have an incredible gift to offer. I could change an entire family's health by offering one person the 30 days. I know people are lying awake at night wishing for a way to live in freedom. So I encourage you to live in faith and practice gratitude and wake up on November 1st saying, I am so glad that I did. All right. I love you, Hope Dealers. Thanks for getting on live. Those of you who are on, good night.